Hi, beautiful Aquarius. Welcome to a new era. I see that it's already a little bit lagging with my little mouth, which is really annoying. It's going to catch up, and I do apologize that it's a little bit of a delay. Welcome. My name is Emma. This is your monthly read for July, and we're going to start with an overall energy with just one card to get like the sense or the core of what's going on for you for the month of July, or give or take 6 weeks into the future. And then Aquarius, we're gonna go deeper and deeper into that message to really get out there what it is that you need to know for the month of July. Okay, and then at the very end, we're gonna have the fairies come out with a message for you, your fairies. Aquarius for the month of July. What do we have? I'm seeing, for whatever reason, I'm seeing a jukebox. Those oldies. I actually have used one in my lifetime, which maybe speaks to my age. It wasn't us who had it. It was a neighbor, I think. It was their parents. So it was like old. You put the coins in, and then it's like you get to like pick a number, and then a record comes out and it plays the music. It was really cool. But nowadays you just see them like in the movies. I don't know why I see that, because obviously I'm picking cards every day. Maybe someone just talked about those, or someone's just saw that in a movie, or someone and for whatever reason, they want to notice you. They want to maybe just, okay, so maybe just know that you're heard, you're seen. This is like a almost validation that you're not alone. It's obviously not going to be for every Aquarius that you saw that jukebox. What do we have? Resilience. And I think it was Scorpio had resilience. Rise above tribulations. So this is obviously, if we look closely there, so we have the woman there who she's only wearing one glass shoe. I take this as my like Cinderella story, that at midnight she runs away because now everything that she wished for, everything that was made up, actually goes back to normal. So maybe there's a situation here, Aquarius, where you feel either, okay, it's coming from two perspectives. So it's like either you are already living a big part of what it is that you want to live, if that makes sense. You're living in a way that you like the choices that you make. You like the people you have around you. You like your job. You like whatever situation this is for you. Like, you like this. It might be fairly new, and you're a little bit afraid that the other shoe is gonna drop. That expression, like, let's see how long this lasts, or let's see how long we can keep this up, or like almost that imposter syndrome, that let's see how long it's gonna take before they figure me out. I can't really be doing this. The other perspective is that you're not living the situation, and you so want to live a situation that is way more to your liking, or way more than what you're doing right now. But it's almost like you never even get there, because the feeling of failure or disappointment, or the other shoe is going to drop, like it's almost a let's get out of this relationship before they dump me. It's a little bit of self-sabotage situation. And this is really interesting, because I'm getting that some of you Aquariuses, this is a very few percentage. And I think that when you hear this, you're even going to laugh, because it's going to be like, yeah, that's so crazy, because that's me. I think 2% of the Aquarian energy listening into this are both. How can you be both? So it's almost like, okay, some part of you, or a whole part of you, is living some parts of your life to your liking. It's fairly new. It's what you've been aiming for, and now here it is. You're living it. There's a little bit of like, wow, is this like, I could get used to this, but it's not like it's a new norm, but it doesn't feel natural to you just yet. And then there's still a part of you that maybe is going on a little bit of a self-sabotage spree. Is that what it's called? You're almost out to get yourself, and you're only doing that because you're afraid the other shoe is going to drop. So both of the scenarios, like, you just need to calm the heck down and understand you don't need to do anything. But this is the message. You're afraid that the other shoe is going to drop in either cases. And if you try to just rise above, it's like a chatter, like a, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't last? Why did I do that? What, you know, quiet the noise and just, no, you're here. You have arrived. This is your new normal, and you're supposed to stay. And you don't have to leave a relationship early, because otherwise it's going to end up in a, mess anyway. Or you don't have to almost try to self-sabotage you a little bit to just see if it worked. No, you don't have to do that either. We can just sort of let bygones be bygones and step into the new and just stay there. Seems easier on all fronts, I have to say. Okay, interesting beginning. I almost hear some of you guys laughing. Okay, and just the stuff that you make up. Okay, I just have to show you. Obviously, this is a weird animal because we have a mix between a bird and a deer. A bird and a deer, and it's not like, and the crown is like even lit on fire, like it works as candles. You see that that's a weird mix between, at least two animal thingies. So it's almost also saying, and the stuff that you make up for the reason that you can't do certain things, or that you can't stay put, or that you can't, it's so creative. You're making things up of stuff that doesn't even exist. And so it's like you're taking a lot of time. I'm usually like, I used to say this in the past, when there was some criminal activity going on in the, like, way back where I lived. And they were so creative. The people doing certain random crimes were so creative with what they were doing. I was like, if they were just to aim or change their focus in not figuring out what type of crime they could do, but to like use it for good. I mean, the change that they could create on this earth, instead of, because they were so inventive with the stuff that they did. They just did it against the law, and so they ended up in prison all the time. Okay, interesting talk here today. Going deeper into this message, what do we have for Aquarius, please? It's weird. Do you see almost like it's a weird light in here? And I'm moving around in my home to see where the lighting is best and where I don't mess up too much of the rest of the house. And yeah, so, but still, it's a weird lighting. And I think there's thunder on its way in. Let's just hope that I can finish this reading. Sorry. Yeah, a little bit of my frustration there. We need a break now because we worked so hard. Okay. Princess of Spring, which also looks like Marilyn Monroe. Oh my God, it's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. Let your creativity take flight. I mean, the things, are you not just amazed? I mean, I've done this for so many years, I can't even count. And still, I'm so amazed at what, like, how the message and the cards are just working together. It's unbelievable. That looks like Marilyn Monroe to me. So that's like someone that's obviously super famous, super known for her sorry. I was going to say talents. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. Okay. Optimistic, enthusiastic. You're going to think of that all the time now. Creative, energetic. It's time to go after your dreams, Aquarius. This is what you already are doing, or are you? Is the other shoe going to drop? Like, you have so much creativity, like the criminals that I was talking about. Let your creativity take flight, but within the law, please. Do something that expands your horizons. So it's pushing your boundaries. It's pushing your, and of course, I don't talk about boundaries in the way that you feel safe and secure and need to protect yourself, obviously. But this is like, it rather than saying pushing your boundaries, I could choose something better. This is expanding your comfort zone. It's expanding your comfort zone. And I feel like you have so many ideas, so much creativity that is just waiting to come to life. Do you know what? I don't like to call it guilty pleasure. Okay, let's just drop the guilty. This is my pleasure. I watched the, and I'm not going to think of the name. I don't want to take up time on this that I don't. Owning Manhattan. So we had something with New York. Okay, they're real estate people and they're selling New York. Could that be the name? We had one Swedish guy on there. I almost remember his name. Okay, so one Swedish guy and another guy who's called something that has now started his own show, his own company, Serhant. And it's called Owning Manhattan. I can't talk today. Manhattan? I'm just everywhere today. I'm sorry. So maybe I shouldn't spoil it, or it's not really a spoiler because it's just a show and maybe you won't watch it. So he starts the show. It just come out. So at least here in Sweden, maybe you've had it in the States longer. He's talking about I think it was his grandfather, and that they were passing this graveyard, and he said, you know what? And he was 10 years old when his grandfather was telling this to him. He was like, do you know what? If you look in there, there's so many artists and great people and creatives and all of these people laying there in the ground. But it's also so much waste of potential. So much waste of potential is in the ground right there. And his response for a 10-year-old was like, wow, that's a little much to put on a 10-year-old. I adore him, by the way. He's so funny. Is that he just felt like, I want more. And as I watched that, I was like, I wonder how many people are walking around this planet with so much more potential and so much more creativity and so much more to give if they just wasn't so afraid that the other shoe was going to drop. That's what you get from a reality TV show. You can really gain a lot of wisdom. Okay, so it's time to go after your dreams. It's time to not talk them down. It's like, if you have a script in your drawer, please put it out there. If you have an idea about something, please go ahead with it. If it's just about starting to walk your walk, talk your talk and walk your walk, just be you. For the love of yourself, do that. We have Princess of Spring, and then we have Ace of Spring. So this is already it's very bossy. It's time to go after your dreams. It's like, it's bossy in a way, but this is even more so. Ace of Spring is like the highest energy around this. It's the highest one around, in spring, right? And here we have, it's time to take action. Be fearless and happily pursue your most treasured dreams. Amazing career opportunities. So here we have it again, but even in a higher. So Princess is a couple of steps down, right? But we're talking Marilyn Monroe level for her talents. And then we have Ace of Springs. We're so high up there. It's time to take action with your dreams. And then we have Princess of Autumn, which is whatever you're pursuing right now is going to have a happy ending. It's going to have a happy result. You're going to be so successful at what you're doing. Princess of Autumn. This is when you really are diving into any... So if you have that idea, if you have that creative longing for something, as you start to really dive into it, just start like one step at a time, like a little something every day to just keep you moving in the right direction. Will really get the wheels to turn in the right direction. There's a great opportunity here to really have something beautiful come out because you just started. What a reading. Okay, going deeper still, what do we have for Aquarius for the month of July, please? And obviously, unless you want to, but obviously if you're really starting to get successful, you don't have to become famous. Like some people are really afraid of being like super known, and you don't have to be super known unless you want to, just because you become highly successful. I just felt like I had to say that to someone. Like that might be like a little bit of a holdback, like, but what if I'm getting really known for this stuff? Like you have an innate feeling that if you start to put this out into the world, you don't have to choose that path. You really don't. We have those, actors or actresses or like movie stars or really famous people. Some of them are like, every single person know of their name, and they're so mysterious and they're so like, you never see them. And they lead quite the normal life. And then we have those other people that are just everywhere all the time, and we see them all the time. So it's a choice, really. Okay, what else do we have for Aquarius, please? Emotional loss. Interesting. Okay, so let me just get a couple more cards here. Just want to show you. Emotional loss. Something has happened in the past here, Aquarius, that okay. Strengthening bonds. Wow. You're using all the decks today. What is this about? Emotional loss. I think we already know, but it's just... Ten of Ariel. Okay. The emotional loss, I feel like this is due to... Okay, so the reason why you are hesitant, the reason why it's even uncomfortable in the new norm, is because I feel like you have aimed at this in some shape or form. You've aimed at this in the past and it didn't go so well. Or you've seen your parents or like a close family member or like someone in your immediate community or immediate family has aimed for something. Maybe even as you grew up, you saw someone like going after their dreams and they just sort of fell flat on their face. And there's so many people that have so many backlashes or rejections or falling completely flat on their face that we don't see. We just see the success story, right? But there's something here for you, Aquarius, that person did then not pursue further. So you only saw the end of the story is that they fell flat on their face and then they never did it again. So, or that's just, maybe they have just continued to try for it, but it hasn't really worked out, or it's like they keep talking about that situation that happened. It's instilled in you somehow that these success stories rarely works out. And even though you theoretically and intellectually know that that's not the case, it's like something is like innate in your, I was going to say DNA, but like in your cells, in your cell memory. It's like you almost have to give back this story to the, like, transform it into the light, transcend it into the light, give it back, because it's not your truth and it's not going to happen. And you know what? Let's just put the devil up there. So I'm not getting this, but just because. So what? So it already happened. So it already happened to you. So are you not gonna, like, if the child, I know you know this, like, I don't have to preach. I don't even have to go in there. Okay, just do it anyway. But this is an emotional thing for you. It's almost like you have to sit with this. In order for you to really go ahead and move forward, okay, I just had something coming here at the same time. So I think there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving pieces. You're seeing something somewhere. You're picking something up from a person. You're watching something. Like, I think there's a lot of changes going on for you right now, and there's a lot of pushing of the buttons. Does that make any sense? There's a lot of pushing of the buttons that just creates this, like, wanting to let go of the past that just doesn't serve you anymore. And you're transcending it. You're transforming it into the light. And you probably have been there. This is not what you're going to live later on. Don't confuse it with a success. This is what needs to transpire so that you can move forward. Because here, we're now moving into, it's interesting because I had this conversation in a private reading the other day, maybe even yesterday, that she started walking. Maybe she's an Aquarius. Hello, if you are. She started walking in this newfound place, in this new norm, and doesn't feel natural just yet. But that's why it's called strength. It's not strong bond. It's strengthening bond. And here we have we have bonds. I was going to say it's a play on the movies again with Marilyn Monroe and Bond. So it's strengthening bonds. It's like you're not there yet. Are we there yet? No, we're not. We just started driving. We just started walking. And in this newfound place of feeling comfortable with already having a rather good life. If you're one of those Aquariuses, you're already in the living of that. You're still strengthening the bond there. You're strengthening the energy in becoming accustomed to it, because you're still sort of accustomed to I'm still Jenny from the block. Like, you still have your roots somewhere else, but these are your new roots. These are literally your new roots. And if you're feeling like, okay, I'm going to go for it. I have this new idea. I have this creative thought. I have this thing that I want to do, or I have this thing that I want to put out there, or whatever. It's like you're strengthening that idea over and over again as you keep thinking about it and keep thinking about what you could do with it. And at first glance, it's like, I'm not going to do that. That's going to I'm going to fall flat again. Or didn't I learn from what my parents try to do? Better just keep it leveled at a safe place inside the comfort zone. That's why strengthening bonds, you're moving forward and you're strengthening the idea every time you think about it. It becomes more and more real and it settles in more and more, like you're transpiring this. Every time you think about it, it's like you're knocking this down a little bit more. And that's what that woman had. Like she was like, it's so new to me to wake up and feel this good. It's so new to me that like, I don't even, we had this discussion about she had mastered depression. She knows depression inside and out, but she does not know joy. And she's now just coming into this joy place, and she's a work in progress. She's strengthening the bonds there. She's working on it. And that's what you're doing as well. And then we have 10 of Ariel. So it's like it wants to show you that there's like 10 of Ariel is in a way, my happily ever after. It's like the most picturesque, romantic, a little bit of a movie setting again. We have Paris. We have the Eiffel Tower in the back. We have two women at this beautiful little cafe, and they're like so happy in their polka dot dresses. And we have, please, camera. You can try to hold still my hand. We have these children playing, whatever that's called. You jump on that thing on the ground. Is like the most joyful place you could ever be in the most romantic of cities, as we think it is, at least in the world. This is what you're aiming for. This is what you could have, and you should have it. Your idea of a romantic cafe in Paris, like you should have that, whatever your vision is. And the other shoe is not going to drop. Okay, some final messages here for Aquarius. Starting to really pick up the wind. See that direction, the flower. It's really okay. Some messages from your fairies. I have beautiful, beautiful trees outside here, but if I, take away the blinds, I'm gonna go completely dark. Miracle healing. Okay, one more. Kindness. And beauty. Miracle healing. So this could stand on its own. It doesn't have to be attached to the reading. This could just be, that's not so just, but it could be that you actually are a great healer, that you provide great healing for other people. It doesn't have to be necessarily hands-on. It can be, but it doesn't have to be just that. It can be that you are a uplifter. You are a really good mentor. You are a great teacher. Like, you bring healing wherever you go because you have a way to write things or whatever. It can come in so many forms to be a great healer. Miracle healing can also stand for that there's been a situation that you've been looking for a solution for. You've just been like looking for a solution. And what implies a miracle is that like overnight it just happened. We have a miracle healing here, maybe to your health, to your problem, to your situation, whatever that is for you. There's going to be a miracle healing. I think this is also what you're stepping into now. You're reaching into almost like the Akashic records here. We're reaching into new knowing, to new territory, as you're coming from the outside and you're now like coming in to the knowledge, to the wisdom, because you're choosing a new path. And then we have kindness. And whenever I see this, it's like, see this girl, she's sitting out in the forest and we have a bunch of rabbits around her. So the rabbit for me represents speed. That there can be a lot of speed, that there can be a lot of, like things can move really. We have miracle healing. It's not just healing that could take time over and over, several months, you know. It's miracle healing, which is like implies an overnight situation, an instant situation. And 1, 2, 3, 4 rabbits, this speaks about speed. It's a quick change. It's a, once you start to lift the lid, things could really start to move quickly. And kindness around this situation, I just feel like that's a situation for you to, if you feel like you're stumbling, you're wanting to do things, and then like you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, or even 1 step forward and 2 steps back, to just be kind to yourself and just speak to yourself and say, like, I'm moving the quickest possible way that I can and still feel safe and still feel protected. And then beauty. Like, to just understand that it's not a small task or a small ask. To understand the beauty of this universe, that you are the extension of the universe. In this image, we don't see where you start and the universe ends, and vice versa. So it's like you're the extension, you're the person extension of source. And you don't have to like your arms or your ears or your hair or your like, but to just know the fact that you are here as an extension of the universe is quite beautiful. It says skönhet in Swedish. I didn't say that. It says if you like, what is that? It says vänlighet. Miracle healing is almost the same. And then beauty. Skönhet. That's what I have for you, beautiful Aquarius. This was a very different read here today. I mean, it's Aquarius, so you never know what's going to happen. It's always new somehow. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me a lot. And please like the video if you did. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye.